Welcome back to Hackathon Entertainment TV. I'm Mr. Hackathon. I bring you the story behind every hack. And on this channel, what I occasionally do is create tutorials showing you how to build amazing applications without coding. As you may know, a hackathon is relatively short period of time, and you can't always get a solution built with code in the time that you've been provided with. So no code is an amazing way to create MVPs, create prototypes, and to test your ideas really quickly. What we're going to do in today's tutorial is show you how to create APIs from a Google Sheets. So what I have here and what I'm going to use to do this is a tool called Sheety. So Sheety is free. They do also have premium pricing, but for this tutorial and for you to test out, the free version should be enough, but you can upgrade based on the amount of data and the amount of requests that you're going to need. And what you will be doing is, or what I will be doing is creating an API with a data set I have. So what I'm actually going to use, this is a project that I did, which was a directory for apps made by women in technology. Very, very simple directory where you can upvote, kind of like Product Hunt. You can filter. But what I'm going to do is take the database from this and turn it into an API so other people can build applications with this core data and use how they see fit. For those that don't know what an API is, an API is like a connection between two different servers. So if you imagine your mobile phone or your computer or mobile phone is requesting information from Facebook or from Netflix or from some server somewhere. And that is set up in a particular way. And an API is almost like the delivery service for that information. This should make a little bit more sense as we go through. But as we look a little bit more about Sheety, is very, very simple. All you have to do is upload the data you have, and it should be relatively simple. So we are actually going to get started. I have my account, so I'm going to jump to the dashboard, and I'm going to start by creating a new project, and I'm going to do from Google Sheet. And all I have to do is paste the URL. So what I've actually done for this particular database is the back end of this website is actually an Airtable. So I actually exported a CSV from Airtable and I imported it into Google Sheets here. But you don't have to do that. You can create your data in Google Sheets. You can set up some kind of automation with Zapier to connect your data and fuel what's going in here. And what I'm going to do is actually going to go to the URL, copy, go right here, and paste. It opens up a project name, Women in Tech Discovery, and it opens a sheet. And obviously I have this sheet here, which is my company sheet. And I am going to click Create Project. Very, very simple. What we have here in this beginning bit is some of the details about the API. So I'm not going to go in depth about API requests right now. We are going to focus on this, what's called a GET request, and that's basically saying to the server, hey, get me this information. I want to know this. So in our API that we've just created, what it will do is the user or the developer can request information, and what it's going to do is it's going to bring back all the company information from women in tech. So it's going to bring back all this information in JSON format. You can set up to add rows to the sheet using APIs, or edit the sheet using APIs, or even delete rows in the sheet using APIs, but we're not going to do that. You can also add an authentication, and authentication is for security purposes. Again, we're not going to do that for this kind of tutorial, which is really an introductory tutorial. You can also track usage and how many requests are made by projects, and you can adjust the settings, the name, and delete the project. Very, very simple. What we are going to do is click here, click companies, and what you can actually do now, this is your API right here. So you can actually go to copy, and you can type in the URL. You can see this has, when I typed in this URL that we just made in Sheety, it asks Sheety for this particular information, and this is what it returns. So usually you don't see this. Usually this is on some back end of an application, but if you're working on a mobile application, if you're connecting something to I don't know, one of these other no-code tools, this can be a perfect way for you. What I'm actually going to do in another tutorial is show you how to monetize your API, but you have your basic GET request here, and you can then go on to monetize that, or you can go on to publish it so people can access it for free. And I will show you how to do that in another tutorial. But here we have our basic API. What we're actually going to do is do another test. So I'm going to use Postman to do this test. And again, this is an introductory level tutorial on how to create the API. What I just want to do now is test and show you. So Postman is a great tool for testing APIs. And what I'm going to do is, my workspace, I'm just going to show you another way that I test APIs using Postman. And it's very similar to just typing the URL in a browser. But here, I type the GET request. I don't have no query parameters for this particular request. All I'm going to do is click send. It's asking the server for the information. And here you can see the status okay. And a 200 okay status means everything was fine, everything was good, it worked as expected. When you're doing API requests, there's different status codes. I'm thinking about it now. I'll probably create another video talking more in depth about APIs. But as you can see, just as we saw previously, it returns, and if we enlarge that, it returns the companies. You can see the ID with the titles and all the information here that we can manipulate as we want to do in our application. We are going to later go on to monetize, or I'm going to show you how you can monetize your APIs. But this is how you create APIs from Google Sheets data. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I'm very active and very responsive. Happy hacking.